Here we are coming today live from the den. That's Dunn's Den of Knowledge. Thank you everybody for your comments, constructive criticisms, and suggestions on my last video blog. I do appreciate them. And I know I mentioned to you guys on the last one that we talked about 5 important things that need to be in any social media strategy. And I said this time we were talking about tactics, but I'm going to break away from that. And I'm going to answer some of the questions that were sent to me and review a couple of those things, and then kind of segue into a whole other different topic out there before we go into the tactics. But I promise you that I'll start working on the tactics in future video blogs, so don't despair, okay? Like I said, just jumping right into it, got a couple people that sent some good emails to me. I do appreciate one. One of us here is from Paul. Paul says, strategies define the overall goals while tactics are used to achieve them. Absolutely. You know, again, I said in that last video that, this isn't revolutionary. This is marketing plan 101 type of stuff here. But, because these accounts are free, people tend to get very tactical first without having a strategy and understanding, hey, before I set up a fan page or before I do something out there, what's the strategy behind it and why do I want to be able to do that? So that's good stuff there. Next one is Alec. And Alex says that before we start a project, we first sit down and write it down on a piece of paper on what we want to accomplish and then determine how we will accomplish it. So yeah, again, great stuff. Step away from social media, step away from the computer. I know it's tough. Step away from it, think about it first, draw it out, whiteboard it, go old school on it, okay? You won't be disappointed. In long term, it'll help you, it'll help your organization, and it'll help you get specific goals achieved in social media that you want to be able to achieve. Next one we have here is from Mary, and Mary says, by the way, thank you Mary for your constructive criticism here. Don't you think your videos are a little long? Wow. Yes, I've heard that from a few people, but don't despair, they won't all be this long. Maybe this one will be. But Mary, I gotta tell you, what we always talk to clients about is that get up there and talk, all right? If you have something to say it, okay? Don't be afraid of that, and make them, as long as you need to be able to say what you need to say. And then the other thing is go into the YouTube analytics and make sure you're checking, okay? When are people dropping out? If the videos are too long, the metrics will show you when people are dropping out and why it's too long. But on the other hand, the flip side of that is that the people that are interested in what you have to say, I can assure you, if it's interesting and good, we'll listen to it till it's completely over, until you finished it. So yes, they're not always going to be this long. I promise I won't drone incessantly about social media. All right, I will keep these brief for me. All right, like I said, maybe not this one, but thank you very much, Ray, for your comments. Here's the other one that I have for you guys today, and this is kind of the one that we're going to go over here. And that one is from Matt. And Matt says that social media agencies are a joke. Only people inside the company or organization should run their social media program, and social media guys are all hacks. All right. Well, I appreciate that insight there, Matt, and thanks again for that comment. That's one of the things we're going to talk about today, and that is that should your organization engage a social media agency to help them with the social media strategy and the tactics that go along with that. And there's some purists out there, and the purists say that hey, the CEO needs to be running the social media, or somebody inside your own organization needs to be able to run that social media. And my comments, or my response to that is unequivocally yes, absolutely. Please, who better than the people inside your own company should be running your social media strategy? If your company, if they're bought in and the people understand and they get the heartbeat of your organization, why would you not want them to run the social media program? Absolutely, it's great. There's a lot of companies out there that right now they're doing brilliantly, okay? Ford comes to mind, okay? Those guys have a phenomenal, that's what they do. JetBlue, the airlines, there's so many things, Southwest, there's so many things going on out there. TaylorMade, Adidas, all right? That was all over Adweek a couple weeks ago, where they were talking about the interview process that they were putting these people through to be able to be a part of their social media programs, okay? There's a lot of companies, a lot of big organizations out there that absolutely have the manpower and the budgets to be able to go out there, hire some very smart, very talented people, and get them online and have them start to engage communities, okay? So if you have that ability to be able to do that, great, all right? But what about the guys that don't, right? What about the guys that are small to medium-sized businesses, which, by the way, are the majority of our clients and who we help, all right? What about those guys that don't necessarily have the resources or don't necessarily right now at this point in time know whether or not they should hire somebody full-time. All right, shouldn't they at least try social media? Shouldn't they engage somebody in an organization to be able to potentially help them with that? Now, Matt, I do agree that there are a tremendous amount of hacks out there in the social media world. I can assure you I run into them constantly, unequivocally, every day. I pretty much deal with them, and yes, there are a lot of them. But hey, there are hacks in every industry too, all right? One of the things I'm going to cover next week, or in a couple weeks, whichever, is what to look for in a social media agency. Before you hire an agency to help you achieve a goal, all right, make sure that I'm going to lay out some criteria that these agencies should have, so when you interview them, that they have these criteria and they're meeting them, all right, and you can make informed decisions. So yes, unequivocally, if a company cannot afford to hire somebody full-time and their resources are stretched thin, which, you know, maybe in today's economy that might not be far of a stretch for most organizations, okay, that people are doing multiple jobs. Let me ask you this: does every company that deals, do they outsource anything? I mean, you know, are they outsourcing your manufacturing? I mean, you know, when you start looking at things, okay, it just makes sense. You know, even if a company has a marketing department, great, that's awesome. We deal with a lot of companies that have marketing departments, and we interact with those marketing departments. We don't take over, we complement what they do. We understand what their marketing strategy is, what their marketing plan laid out for this year, and then we come in there and show them, okay, here's your 5 things that you're looking to be able to accomplish, or 10 things, or whatever that number is, and how you're looking to accomplish them. Here's the things that social media can engage, and here's how we can help you accomplish. Maybe not all of them, okay? I mean, that's unrealistic, but some of them, okay? Here's the things that we know we can use in social media, and here's the stuff that you guys should use in some traditional advertising. That's fine. Again, social media is not a silver bullet to save your organization, and that's the number one mistake that most companies think when they advertise is I'm going to run an advertising campaign, and I'm going to invest, you know, $20,000, and it's going to bring me back in $1 million. If it was that simple, I wouldn't be talking to you today. I'd already be retired. So the bottom line is that, you know, Matt, you made some great points there, and I understand where you're coming from in the sense that there are a lot of people out there that are calling themselves social media gurus, experts, and whenever I hear that word, by the way, I automatically turn in the other direction and walk off, okay? Because that's just, that social media is still evolving, and it's evolving at a very quick pace. So anybody who's a quote-unquote expert at that, I'm not buying it wholeheartedly into them, okay? There are a lot of great people out there. There are a lot of people that have been doing this for a long time. We've been doing it for quite a few years ourselves, and you know, we have clients that we can sit down and we show people, here's our track record, here's what we did, here were the goals that were laid out for us, here's how we executed them, and here's you know, the results that we achieved. And by the way, guys, I can tell you that in any social media program, as within any advertising campaign, nothing works 100% of the time, okay? It's a trial and error going out there. So, you know, what I would say to you there, Matt, is again, yeah, we get you, and I think that companies have to make informed decisions, and I think that there are a lot of bright people running a lot of great companies out there, and they're going to see through people pretty quickly as to whether or not they're going to add value to their organization, and I think that everybody understands that, and any company that you're engaging has to be able to show that value. And unfortunately, because social media got this, you know, oh, it's this whole mystical thing going on out there, people kind of shy away from it, and they don't need to, all right? And that's some of the things that we're going to talk about in our tactics, why it is no different than other forms of advertising that you're doing, all right? And what you can do and what type of results you should be achieving, and how to put together those campaigns to be able to achieve some of those results. So again, guys, I do appreciate it, and hopefully, you know, I've answered that question, that big debate, you know, hey, only the C-level people should be running social media for their companies or somebody inside their company. Yes, they should. If you have the resources to be able to do that unequivocally, please do that. If you don't, it doesn't mean you should shy away from it, and it doesn't mean that it's not going to work for you, and it doesn't mean that you shouldn't engage some help, okay? I mean, hey, every business owner out there has problems. We know that, all right? And anytime you can engage somebody to help you solve a problem, why wouldn't you do that? All right, guys, thanks again for your time. I do appreciate it, and I look forward to our next one. And like I said, I'm going to lay out some criteria for what you should be looking for in engaging a social media agency to help you develop a campaign or a strategy, and what tactics and they should be using. All right, guys, thanks. Look forward to speaking with you guys. Bye-bye.